Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for coming today. So today I would like to present a topic about obesity prevention, a comparison between the techniques and potential solution. This research has been done lead by Dr. Nur Haslinda Zainal Abidin and me as a member, and Dr. Neda Zura Zaibidi. And this paper will be presented at International Conference on Quantitative Sciences and its application at COSIA 2014 at Langkawi. Okay, so this is the introduction. Alright, so obesity problem is one of the most serious public health issue in the whole world. Okay, so because why I said that this one is the most serious public health issue is due to because this obesity problem will lead to another disease which makes the cost higher to prevent all this disease. Okay, so several approaches has been employed. Approaches here, I said approaches, techniques in the same term. Okay, several approaches have been employed by policymakers and academicians. Okay, so most of the policymakers will use qualitative approaches or techniques, while academician is more on quantitative approaches. Okay, alright. So this is the techniques that have been most of the literature reviews These are the techniques that have been discussed in most of the literature reviews about the obesity studies. Okay, like I said, they have two approaches. The first one is qualitative approach or techniques, and then the other one is quantitative approach. Okay, so the qualitative approach we divided into these are the techniques, which is they use the in-depth observation, questionnaires, anthropometry measurement, interview, surveys, and then they try to come up with their decision. Okay, another techniques is the another approach is quantitative approaches, which divided into two techniques. The first one is the computer simulation. Okay, system dynamics and non-system dynamic. Most of the time they will use the MATLAB, the discrete event simulation, and so forth. Okay, another one is the analytical, which is they use calculation method, use mathematical and statistical techniques. Okay, so based on these techniques, they will try to make a solution to prevent the obesity by using the intervention components, behavioral changes. Okay, so these techniques use the maybe they can change the nutrition or physical activities, or they will combine all these techniques. Okay, and as well some of the researchers might use the direction of intervention, which is the BMI impact on health consequences and healthcare costs, prediction, obesity trend, and so forth. Okay, alright. So these are the comparison between qualitative and quantitative approaches. Okay, we have duration. Like qualitative approach, they will take a longer time, because they have to interview one by one and see what is the consequences of each intervention done to the person. Okay, but the quantitative approach is the time only for developing the model. Okay, if the model is big, so a longer time needed to develop the model. Okay, the cost. If we use the qualitative approach, expensive laboratory expenses incurred in measuring energy expenditure and so many things they have to monitor. Okay, so while quantitative approach, no cost involved in developing a model. Okay, just a little bit, because they want to maybe they want to interview someone. Okay, so only a little bit of cost will involve. Okay, in terms of data collection, in qualitative approach, it involves human directly. Mostly of data collection involves direct measurement of knowledge, attitude, and anthropometric factors such as weight, height, and body mass index, or we can say BMI. And they use the techniques of focus group, interviews, and observation to collect the primary data. Due to these techniques, they will take a longer time to develop a conclusion, a prevention, and so forth. Okay, but in quantitative approach, normally they need for modeling Normally, the data needed for modeling is obtained from secondary sources, from literatures, annual surveys, and published report. Okay, sometimes data is collected from a real conducted experiment or based on interview or observation to collect the primary data. If the data doesn't exist, but they just only focus on a small group. Okay. Another one is about the results. The quantitative approach, the result aim to understand the details of human behavior and the reason for such behavior. Certain studies need a longer time to show impact on weight, BMI, or fat percentage, because the weight, fat, the height is depends on the time. Okay, and due to time and cost constraints, certain results might be unreliable due to the undetermined, undetectable factors. Okay, because there are so many environmental factors. Okay, while quantitative approach depends on how good a model in replicating real obesity scenarios. Okay, Dr. Noh Haslinda has provided a model for obesity prevention with about 120 variables. Okay, a variety of results can be obtained by adjustment to model variables and parameters related to food intake, physical activity on weight, BMI, and prevalence of obesity. Alright, so between this approach, they have some similarities, which is the both approach has same objective to achieve what are the best intervention in connection with obesity solution. The differences reside in the whole research, how the research is conducted. Okay, in the quantitative approach, before, like the previous slide said, they have several types of quantitative approach. The techniques in quantitative approach, the first one is the randomized control trial. Okay, these techniques can be considered as a gold standard for measuring the efficiencies of intervention. But some intervention, they have lacked some advantages, which is the first one is some intervention require a long time for implementation before an effect can be measured. Like, let's say they about a year, they have to look at the person, how many the energy intake, the food intake, and how it impacts to the person itself. The second one is there is a high cost associated with randomized control trial in population-based setting, because they have to interview several parts of the places. And the other one is about the ethics and information restraint. Okay, they cannot just simply put the information publicly. Okay, the other technique is statistical and mathematical model. As far as I concerned and my research group concerned, the statistical is more about prediction trend using historical data. Therefore, in order to make the model is reliable, they will need a huge of data, okay, for forecasting. Otherwise, it's not reliable to represent the whole population. Okay, and this one, the statistical and mathematical model lack some feedback process among variable, as it's not as clearly defined. Okay, and the other one is analytical techniques do not consider intangible factors. They consider, but not suitable to use the analytical techniques to represent the model. Okay, so this one is the system dynamic we choose due to it can provide control on system being studied by observing the effect on modification. Okay, if we change one variable, we can control other variable. There are no changes. They are not changed due to the intervention stage. Okay, the second one, SD model has an advantage in dealing with a situation where variables are continually changing over time. This one is regarding on BMI, because BMI is based on the time. Okay, non-linear relationship and feedback process are basic core of SD. It can represent the non-linear and feedback. And the other one is important variables can be included although lack of data. Okay, this one because the SD is more on we going to learn how the variable affect to each other variable. Okay, so these are the framework using system dynamic for obesity prevention. It has 5 stages, which is reiterate each of the stages. Okay. And so the conclusion, we will use the SD method because for modeling the obesity prevention due to so many advantages provided by SD. I didn't say that we cannot use the statistical, the randomized control trial, and other techniques, but we think that SD can develop a good model of obesity prevention because obesity depends on several factors. There are so many factors. Okay, so far the US have developed this model of obesity, and we try to develop the UK as well. And this one is we try to develop model depends on the Malaysian culture. So I think that's all for today. Thank you very much for listening my speech. Thank you.